Today is World Mental Health Day, and I wanted to share my struggle with mental health and hopefully an uplifting message and story that hopefully will help you. There was a very big season of my life where everything looked completely fine on the outside, but in the inside, I was unraveling and struggling. And it was the constant noise, it was the endless pace, and it was a pressure to keep it all together. I was exhausted, I was anxious, and honestly, I was very ashamed to admit it, because when you're the one that's actually the one people look for that are in strength, you don't want to be the one struggling. And I know a lot of you can really relate to that. And so I reached a point where I didn't even recognize myself anymore. I wasn't leading from clarity, I was just surviving from one task to the next. And I did something what some would think is radical. I stopped and I turned everything off and I escaped. And I went alone to the coast for 3 days with no phone, no agenda, and completely no expectations. And for those 3 days, my life changed in a radical way. And for the first time in very many years, I could actually hear myself think again. The silence that once scared me became the space that helped me heal, and I started to remember who I was before the crazy noise of what my mental health was doing. And that experience became the foundation of eventually becoming the co-founder with my best friend Eli Libby of the Solo Retreat Company. And it was the heartbeat behind the book that I co-wrote, The Art of a Solo Retreat. And that's why I talk so openly about mental health today. Because clarity does not come from running faster. It comes from slowing down long enough to reconnect with what's real in your life. And if you're not in a dark season, or if you are, and you think burnout and anxiety and the doubt that is something that you're going through, I want you to know something. And I'm very, very clear about this. You are not your downfall. You are not your diagnosis, and you are not your past mistakes. These moments, they don't define you. They actually refine you. They're not invitations just to completely remove yourself. They're invitations to pause and see what actually matters. Don't let your mental health struggle control your narrative and your identity and your future. Let them be the reason you choose to rewrite your story, because on the other side of the silence is actually clarity. And that clarity is when everything changes. So it being Mental Health Day, World Mental Health Day, I encourage you, just take a pause, step away, and reconnect with what's real in your life. Because when you turn the noise off, you'll be surprised at what you actually hear.